Thank you very much indeed. Your Excellency, the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria and visitor to this great university, ably represented by the very capable Executive Secretary of the National Universities Commission, Professor Adamu Abubakar Rashid, MNI. Let me recognize and appreciate and congratulate also our leader and father, who means several things to all of us here present in our country, in Africa and beyond, and who today is making yet another history again as the first PhD graduate of this great university. Congratulations, our father, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, PhD, and his dear wife. Congratulations. Let me recognize all members of the National Assembly here present, and my very good sister, the Deputy Governor of my other states, Deputy Governor of Ogun State, who is leading a delegation from Ogun State, and I'm a member of that delegation. Let me recognize all other deputy governors representing their governors, ministers here present, former governors here present, and I've seen a number, Your Excellencies, ambassadors and members of the diplomatic corps, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and all the officials of this great university, heads of government parastatals and agencies, principal officers and members of Senate of this great university, the registrar, friends, invited guests, our dear graduates, all of you, members of the press, very distinguished ladies and gentlemen. First, I bring you all, and particularly to our father, Chief Obasanjo, PhD, greetings and warm felicitations from his other states, the great state of Bayelsa. And I bring greetings to the Vice Chancellor, to the Chancellor and members of this staff, and greetings also to all of you who are graduates of this great university. I'm here, as I said a short while ago, leading a delegation from Bayelsa to congratulate and support our father and leader, and also as a member of the delegation, high-power delegation from Ogun State. If my sister, the Deputy Governor, has an opportunity to say something because she's the leader of that delegation, she will say more. But all I can say is to firstly appreciate and commend the vision and commitment of our leaders, visionary leaders of our country, who thought it fit to establish this great university. I had read a thing or two about this university. I had known one or two friends and associates who are students or who have one way or the other things to do with this university. And I took more interest when I read in the papers that my father and our leader had enrolled and had graduated with a PhD. But I didn't know the magnitude of impact that this university was established to make and the magnitude of impact it is already making until I came here. And so, the Chancellor, the Vice Chancellor, and members of your team, let me congratulate you because you are doing a great job. Congratulations. With this number of graduates turned out in one fell swoop, there is no doubt that you are already achieving your mandate of what I call democratization of knowledge. This is what we mean by democratization of knowledge. Taking education and learning, quality learning, to the people wherever they reside and whatever their circumstances may be. That's what I've seen in full display. And I call for more support to this university. A number of our people don't know that in the next couple of years, our country will be one of the 3rd most populous nations on the face of the earth. After China and India, it will be Nigeria. And there's no way we can talk of any meaningful stability or security or development or prosperity even, unless we have succeeded as a country first in creating that critical mass of enlightened citizenry that can sustain economic prosperity and development and create social equilibrium and stability. And that, I think, is the core mandate that was conceived for this university, which the Vice Chancellor and his team, with the leadership of the Chancellor, are already achieving. I congratulate you and I call for more support. And at some point, I think there should be a meeting of minds between the university, our education ministry at the federal level, and those of us at the state level, so that we can support this university in all our states and enable it to have more presence in all states and, in fact, in all local government areas of this country. And with what I've seen here, as Chancellor and Vice Chancellor, you can count me at least as an honorary student of this university and as an advocate of the great work that you are doing. This issue of education is so important because every other form of development, in the end, is only brick and mortar. It's good to build the roads and bridges as we are doing in Bayelsa, as I know other leaders are also doing. But the only investment that has an inherent capacity to multiply itself in several folds down the line, the only investment that does not need repairs, that does not deteriorate, is the investment in the human mind. And that was why when I became governor, I declared an emergency in education in my state. And with the great work that I and my team have been doing, spending over now close to 70 billion naira in education infrastructure alone, we have risen from a state that had no boarding school at all to a state now that has the best public schools, boarding schools in the whole country in Bayelsa. We're rolling out a revolutionary program of democratizing knowledge, where we pick children, indigent, brilliant kids from all nooks and crannies of my state as government scholars. We have over 6,000 of them kept in the boarding schools we have built. The top one, the John National Academy, has 1,300 students, all of them on government scholarship. We feed them 3 times a day, the uniforms are provided, the books and everything provided. And we have that in all the local government areas. We are now taking it to the constituency level, 25 constituency boarding schools. It's either we face education now and spend the money, or we build more cemeteries, we build more prisons. I think we should go for the first, investing in education. That's safer for us all. So I congratulate you all. I congratulate our dear father and leader, who, in addition to his meritorious record of service to our country, to Africa and the world, is today using his life to teach another lesson again. That it is not too late to learn, and that no matter your status, you can still learn, and that there's room for acquisition of knowledge until you cross over to the other side of eternity. So I congratulate our leader and our father for all that you have done in public service to our country, to Africa and around the world, but particularly for teaching all of us a lesson. And I urge all of us to learn from this. For me, sitting down here and watching our leader take the first PhD certificate, here degree, I've made up my mind to go back to school after governorship 2020. So I congratulate you all, our graduates, and God bless you all. God bless this great university, the Chancellor and the Vice Chancellor and his team who are doing a good job. God bless our great country, the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Thank you very much and God bless you. Successful, and I congratulate President Obasanjo for once again using his life, as I said, to teach the lesson that education has to continue and that we should all expand the frontiers of education. That's what he has demonstrated. I congratulate the federal government, I congratulate all the graduates, and as I said earlier, this university needs more support.